مرحبا شباب واهلا وسهلا فيكم. الفيديو هذا او البث هذا بالاحرى هو مش عم بلعب اي اشي، قاعد فقط عم بشاهد الحدث اللي اليوم بيثسدا اعلنوا عنه ب 16 يناير 2020. بدهم يعلنوا عن اضافة كما يبدو شيء جديد بإلدر سكرولز أونلاين، فحبيت اني اتابع هالبث هذا وبنفس الوقت اسجل حالي كمان وانا قاعد عم بتابعه وتتابعوه معاي نشوف شو هو. اهلا وسهلا صديقي بلاكس زونا 88. فبنقعد منتابع هالحدث ومندردش مع بعض، يعني ما في شي جدي، ما في جيمنج جدية. وعليكم السلام ومرحبتين واهلين سلمان العنزي وماك عرب، يا هلا. نعم قاعدين عم نتابع البث اللي ما حيصير بعد حوالي دقيقة واحدة. برغم اني ما بلعب إلدر سكرولز اونلاين، مش كتير يعني اللعبة جذبتني مثل سكايرم، بس اي شيء بتعلق بإلدر سكرولز بهمني اني اتابع اخباره، وبالتحديد عن سكايرم، اضافة سكايرم كما يبدو شيء مهم من هاللوحة اللي عم نشوفها، التلج وجو البرد والتلج اللي احنا هلأ فيه كمان. يا هلا داركين، هاي اهلين وسهلين. نعم، فراح نشوف شو هو هالحدث هذا، شو عم بيعملوا بالضبط. ما راح كتير اعلق لانه راح احاول اكون قاعد عم بسمع اللي حيحكوا عنه، ف بنتابعه وبنحضره مع بعض وبنشوف ارائي وارائكم. ان شاء الله يكون البث واضح وما يكون في اي مشاكل. نوع من الرياكشن، مع اني يعني ماني متوقع اشي واو او اشي مبهر.
I'm the game director on the Elder Scrolls Online at ZeniMax Online Studios. It's another year, another time for another big announcement on Elder Scrolls Online. But first, 2019 was a great year for us. We were MMOG of the Year again. We went to Elsewhere. It was the first time we told a year-long story over the entire 4 updates of the year. It was really successful. We had lots of fun. But late last year, you'll know, we dropped some hints about where we're going next. We're really excited about what's coming next. We're really excited about what we're going to show you.
Skyrim.
So thank you, all of you in the ESO community worldwide. ESO would not exist in its current form without the life that you bring to the game. So thanks. We are concentrating even more on the year-long story in a place that's very familiar to every Elder Scrolls player. We'll be talking about the year-long theme, the chapter, and how it all ties together. We're really excited about this. So welcome everyone to the Dark Heart of Skyrim.
New chapter إذن بسكايرم. هذا هو الشعار، شعار الإضافة هاي. شو هذا؟ ولو اوف وين هاي؟ To be continued. Dark Heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Pete Hines and Rich Lambert.
يا هلا العم بيت. كم صار عدد المشاهدين باي ذا واي؟ 41,000.
That's just Las Vegas talking. That's what that is.
Wow.
Yes, I am Uncle Pete, also known as Pete Hines from Bethesda, and with me in pants, so you know it's a big day, creative director at ZeniMax Online Studios, Rich Lambert. Rich, how are you?
Good. This is amazing. You know, the energy in this room is so hype. I get to be up here with you. We haven't done this since Morrowind.
Since Morrowind, yep.
And we haven't actually ever done this in front of a live studio audience before. And it's amazing to have so many people from the ESO community here together. And
thank you guys for coming and joining us. And of course, thanks to everybody watching us online around the world. We're streaming on Twitch and Facebook, YouTube, Mixer, you name it. We're streaming on it. And for those of you watching us on stream, we've got some stretch goals today. As you may know, last year those stretch goals ended up with Rich getting a tattoo on his leg, despite his fear of needles.
بالمناسبة إذا عدد المشاهدين على الفيديو هذا أو على البث هذا صار 80,000، بثيسدا راح تعطي مثل ماونتس، حتوزع على كل اللاعبين اللي هن مشتركين بالبث، حتوزع عليهم مثل ماونتس. وإذا وصلوا 150,000 كمان في مثل كمان هدية تاني حيوزعوها على المشاهدين.
150,000 concurrent viewers. Rich and I are going to be doing the snow bear plunge.
حينزلوا بالمي الباردة.
you know, and Pete, you know, I got a tattoo because of the community. My hair is still purple because of the community. We're probably going to go for a swim.
Look, I've been practicing a couple of fingers at a time in a glass of cold water. Like I've already started training for this. It's happening. Rich, we just took a look at the trailer. From the trailer and the name, wild guess, we're headed to Skyrim.
We are. We're going to Skyrim. It is a little different than the Skyrim that you knew and kind of grew up with in Test 5, but it's going to feel familiar.
Yeah.
هذا بألف سنة.
Adventure, kind of gothic, and I mean
a little dark. You got to see in the trailer there. It's dark. It's gothic. It is this very interesting adventure that takes you all throughout familiar places and unfamiliar places.
So it's going to feel familiar to Skyrim fans. I assume we have some of those here.
طبعا كلهم بيلعبوا سكايرم.
I mean, we've only released it like 47 times on 57 platforms. So at this point,
طبعا.
if you haven't played it yet, I don't know what to tell you. We put it out as many times as possible. But at the same time, it's going to feel very different in tone and feel, not only to Skyrim, but even to the ESO we know, Skyrim as we know it in ESO, because there is some of Skyrim in ESO.
There is. We, you know, at launch, we had the eastern portion of Skyrim. So the Rift, East March, Bleak Rock Island. And so we decided to focus more on the western side and, you know, exploring what that was and some of the iconic places there.
And Dark Heart of Skyrim meaning?
Well, we're going to actually take you to the Dark Heart of Skyrim.
لوين يعني بالضبط.
And this is, once again, this is going to be a whole year story. So this is not just sort of, hey, come check out this DLC when we release it here, and that's kind of the beginning and end of it. This is all year long.
Yeah, like last year with Season of the Dragon, we're telling this year-long connected story that all 4 updates are very heavily tied together to tell this narrative. That was something that we got a lot of feedback on last year with Elsewhere. They liked it. they wanted the story to be even more integrated, and so we did that. Each of the DLCs that we do are all very tied.
لكان قاعدين عم يحكوا انه حيكون في اضافه عن القسم الغربي من سكايرم.
We do.
إلدر
So we're
سكرولز
kicking off the
أونلاين
year
أول ما
with
نزلت كان فيها
Greymoor
شوي من
and the
سكايرم
dungeon
بس
DLC
المنطقة
that
الشرقية
follows.
منطقة ذا ريفت. هلا راح يضيفوا الجزء الغربي مثل ما عم بيقولوا.
Dark Heart kicks off there. There's a prologue quest and whatnot, and then it really kicks into gear in Q2 with the Greymoor chapter.
And Greymoor chapter is going to be going up for pre-purchase like right now. So all of you want to jump on it and pre-purchase, and we'll be talking a little later in the stream about some of the goodies you get if you want to go ahead and pre-purchase Greymoor, but that'll be available starting today. So we're getting a new experience in a familiar
بس طبعا
location.
أحداث
We're expanding the
إلدر
area of
سكرولز
Skyrim a
أونلاين
little bit.
بشكل عام قبل
But
1000
like,
سنة
what's new
من أحداث
in
سكايرم، فطبعا
what
راح
I'm
يكون
gonna be
يمكن
able to
شكل
go and do, where
المنطقة
I'm gonna be able
مختلف.
to explore. You mentioned, okay, well you've been in the eastern part, we're going to head west. What does that mean?
We're going west.
وين بالضبط؟
It's the site of King Spargrim. He hasn't joined the Ebonheart Pact, so it's a very different story. It's a little bit more political. It is also this very almost supernatural dark storyline where there are weird storms ravaging the countryside. There's werewolves and vampires and witches, and it's kind of up to you to figure out what's going on and how they all, or if they all, interconnect.
How are the locations going to feel different biome-wise? Like we get one singular thing, you're breaking it up into a couple.
We're splitting it up like we do in all the other chapters. There's generally 3 biomes when we do that. The northern portion of the zone is what you would expect, ice and snow. That's incidentally where Solitude is, that big iconic city.
في Solitude.
I know you're very familiar with all that.
Yep.
حلو. حيوصلوا لهون.
You get to have fun exploring that and seeing it in a different light, though. We're 1,000 years, or almost 1,000 years, before the events of Tesfaye.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a little bit different. And then as you kind of progress through the zone, you move more towards the lowlands. So rolling hills, a little bit of, that tundra Arctic, boggy feel. And I know, there's some interesting locations there that you're pretty familiar with.
Certainly both when it was in development and then afterwards just for fun. I spent a ton of time in Skyrim, both for work as well as just for having a good time and unwinding from work. So yeah, very familiar with Solitude and some of the other places that we're going to be talking about. You mentioned we're going to be visiting these places. It's 1,000 years in the past, but you guys are not doing the same kind of one-to-one that you did for, say, the Morrowind chapter, where it was much more about, hey, you know this part of the world from this game, and we're going to kind of recreate it. You're taking a different approach here in Dark Heart. Talk a little bit about that.
We want it to feel familiar, but we also want to go off and forge our own kind of thing. And so we're telling different stories. We're taking you to those familiar locations, Solitude and whatnot, but we're also going other places and really diving deep into the Dark Heart of Skyrim.
So this is going to take place both above ground and below ground. You and I both know the first question fans love to ask when you talk about going to a new place is, okay, how big is it? Is it as big as this? As big as down to the square inch? They want to know size-wise. But
especially this community.
But this is a little different in terms of like if you just look at it on the map, it's actually not going to appear as big as some of the other ones. But that's a little misleading.
You're right. So it's not one whole contiguous space. There is the overland space, which is Western Skyrim, and then there is this huge underground cavern down below Skyrim called Blackreach.
Blackreach. حينزلوا على Blackreach.
We're going to spend a lot. You're going to get to spend a lot of time down there.
By the way, this is not like, hey, it's really big and it's like this one thing over here. We're talking like 30%, 40%?
Roughly 40% of the playable landmass for the chapter is down in Blackreach. You're going to go to never before discovered locations in Blackreach.
So,
40% من الخريطة تحت الأرض
They've got a whole underground.
They do. You're going to get to find out more about what that is and who's down there and why they're down there.
But it's not just underground. We're going to some places that we are familiar with above ground. We mentioned Solitude. Morthal is there. And it's that same kind of feel, that creepy, foggy, boggy kind of area. There's a twist in it in our timeline. Won't spoil it, but it's going to feel similar but different. Interestingly, the thing I remember about Morthal in Skyrim is that's the first place I came across vampires while playing the game, because you go and there's the house burned down and the poor little girl, and you got to figure out what happened to the house, and there's a vampire lord who's trying to trying to take over Morthal. So cool that that's in there.
Markers.
And that's going to be part of some story that you don't want to tell us.
I don't want to spoil it too much.
Is it safe to say it's vampire-like-ish?
Yes.
And Blackreach. Now, Blackreach is an amazing area in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. It's also really friggin' hard to get to. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever tried to get to Blackreach. You have to swim all the way to basically where you think the game is gonna, cut off the map through ice flows, and there's some random hermit in a cave who's like, oh, I have the magic fluzit that lets you get into Blackreach. Seriously. When we were talking about like doing this, and then I'm like, okay, well, what are some of the locations in Blackreach? Did you ever go there? And I was like, no. Where the hell do I get to Blackreach? And I'm wandering around like, oh, I have to have some stupid artifact to get into here. And so like once I got it, and I got to go in there, like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's this huge cavernous location.
Yeah, but that's also the beauty of what that team does, right? Where you can play the game for hundreds of hours and still not discover everything.
This massive underground.
It's really amazing. And so we tried to do a lot of the same things in ESO.
And so how do you take something like Blackreach that exists in Skyrim in some form, but what you're doing with it obviously is a much bigger scale. It's not just going to be to the size. Like you're going even bigger.
We're going bigger. The places that from TES 5 are there, but we're going deeper and exploring. There's actually multiple different types of biomes in Blackreach.
Within Blackreach itself?
Within Blackreach.
Nice.
So while you're wandering around, you're going to learn more about the creatures there and see some very interesting things. There's Dwemer ruins down there. There's vampires down there, like you said.
يمكن في مناطق من بلاكريتش لسه بعد ما شفناها بسكايرم.
Dragon Bridge is in there, so you get to see that and explore that.
And there's some sort of on the dungeon side, underground, places I remember like Shadowgreen, which is a really interesting, unique cavern in Skyrim, very different thematically. Labyrinthian, any chance we see?
We have both those. So Shadowgreen is a delve, where you get to go and explore that. It's a little bit different. We're 1,000 years in the past, so some of the trees probably aren't as big
كم صار
as they would
البث
be.
عدد المشاهدين؟
And then Labyrinthian is a
46,000
very large public dungeon. So you get to go around and explore that and just see what all
أنا
that is.
فكرت بسهولة بيوصلوا على 80,000.
Kind of you guys taking some locations that we know,
بعد ما
but
وصلوا.
making it your own in
أيوة
terms
فوق
of
مكتوب.
how big they are, what's going on there. You're not really tied, given the difference in time to
we
to
get
what's
to do
going
our
on in
own
those
thing and
places.
tell our own stories, which is fun.
There's a lot of new ground to cover in Tamriel when you've got that, but there's more than geography. Talk to us about the story. Like, what is the story that you're telling across the year of Dark Heart of Skyrim? What is it about? What are players going to experience?
It is a very dark story. It is, I guess, the closest thing you could relate it to is Rivenspire. For those that play that, that feel, that really dark feel. It centers around vampires and werewolves and witches and people disappearing, and it's very different than what Elsewhere was. Elsewhere was dragons, which were really cool, big, bulky creatures, but it was in the land of the Khajiit, and the Khajiit are these little bit off the wall, very happy-go-lucky people, and that's not what the Nords are
at all. And you said this is similar to how we've done in the past, like what we did with Season of the Dragon. So functionally, Rich, is it breaking up into the same number of DLCs, the same types of DLCs? What can players expect?
So it's the kind of typical 4 major updates over the course of the year. There's 2 dungeon DLCs, there's the chapter, and then there's also the story DLC that culminates the entire year.
Okay, and 2 of those you mentioned, so Hera Storm
and Greymoor.
And then 2 more coming.
We have 2 more coming that we will
شو
talk
قصدك
about at a later
بلاكس
date,
عن
maybe 3.
موجود عرض اللعبة
All right.
جيم بلاي؟
Now, one of the things you guys
فرجونا
do
هن
a lot
التريلر
when you do these chapters, when you do
فرجونا
these
التريلر
DLCs,
بأول
you'll bring
البث
NPCs back that are-
بس
that are
لسه
player
بعد
favorites,
ما
either from,
ما فرجونا جيم بلاي
previous
فعلي
storylines in Elder
بعد
Scrolls
ما شفنا
Online.
شيء فعلي
And
من
you and I both laughed when we
الشابتر
were over there
نفسه.
waiting to come up because we got a big reaction
With
to
Lyris.
Yeah, is our
47,000 فيور صاروا.
She is
مين هذا؟
She is your guide and mentor throughout the entire year. Jennifer Hale. Jennifer Hale is back as the voice of Lyris as well. So that's really exciting. And then, one of the things that the team really enjoys is trying to bring back characters that people really resonate
So who
with.
else could we expect besides Lyris?
Everybody's favorite, hated dark elf and Narcissus Dren is back. We are going to Skyrim, so of course Rigert the Brash is going to be back. Of course.
أهلين عبد الله.
You're going to get to see learn more about who he is and what he's all about. And then
فرجونا إضافة على إلدر سكرولز أونلاين بتدور أحداثها بسكايرم.
So we've got some places that we know from previous Elder Scrolls games, some characters that we're familiar with, and this really interesting story. It's a lot of mystery going on, but one thing we know for sure is that there's no mystery about how excited your team is in doing this and the things that they're doing in Dark Heart of Skyrim. We spoke to some of the devs and asked them to share their thoughts on making Dark Heart of Skyrim and put together a little video. Let's take a look.
My favorite part of playing through Skyrim has always been that layered storytelling, that turn a corner and something new is going to happen and some new adventure is going to kick off, right? And that influences us in the way that we build the Elder Scrolls Online, and it's certainly influenced us in the way that we've been building Dark Heart of Skyrim.
As a storyteller, it's always exciting to take existing locations, existing lore, expanding upon that, and then merging it with new places that we're creating.
1000 سنة أحداث إلدر سكرولز بتدور قبل 1000 سنة قبل أحداث سكايرم.
It's ruled by a guy named King Svargrim, who is not at all happy about the fact that he's got Yoren making friends with Dark Elves and Argonians.
King Svargrim didn't join the Ebonheart Pact. He's operating on his own, and he's not kind of happy with the rest of Skyrim.
The Reachmen are a threat, but there's more threatening the people of Western Skyrim now. It's a much more darker, more gothic story.
Every Nord knows the legend of Blackreach. They grow up hearing stories around the campfire. Nobody believes it.
هاي يمكن مشاهد
It's
من
one of the best moments from Skyrim. You descend down into the ground and you emerge into this absolutely insane dwarven city that you had no idea was under your feet the whole time. And we are taking that idea and we're kind of expanding upon it. Like, it's not only under that
شكلها مشاهد من الإضافة.
maybe this cave extends throughout the entirety of Skyrim, and it's always underneath your feet wherever you go.
We know the Dwemer have been down here. What else has been down here? What other adventures are down here?
So deep underground, out of the sunlight, of course you're going to encounter vampires.
Vampires in Elder Scrolls, they aren't all evil, which is kind of scary too.
Where did this strain of vampirism come from? What makes these vampires scarier than other vampires we've encountered before?
We really wanted this part of Skyrim to really be familiar to people. If you're in Morthal, you know that if you go south, you're going to get to Labyrinthian. We want people to step into Solitude. We want people to remember those streets. I was going to flip a table if we didn't get to go to the Winking Skeever. Now, we didn't get to call it the Winking Skeever, but we still get to go there, and that was far enough for me.
Winking
It feels
Skeever.
like going home to a certain extent.
Coming home and finding there's a new room waiting for you in the back of the house that's full of mystery, surprises, and a lot of danger.
Greymoor.
You know it's hardcore Elder Scrolls.
بعد ما أعلنوا متى
when they
حتنزل.
get jazzed over a Winking Skeever reference. That's like the biggest response during that video is for the Winking Skeever.
ما قالوا متى
Okay,
الإضافة.
so we've talked about we're going to do the story over the course of the entire year over these DLCs. And I want to actually skip ahead and not skip over Harrowstorm. Let's talk about Greymoor. And first of all, what is Greymoor?
So name of the keep that's deep in the center of Blackreach. This is one of the seats of power for the Vampire Lord that,
شو صار؟
the chapter overall is
اوكي في مشكلة بالبث مش عارف هي من عندي ولا من عندهم. عملنا ريفرش
in
للصفحة.
the area, and then there's also all the other trappings that usually come along with that in public
8V بعد ما أعلنوا امتى الإضافة حتنزل.
Dark Anchor-like form of gameplay in the zone called Harrowstorms. And then, of course, there's a new 12-player trial called Kind's Aegis.
They love some 12-player trial.
They do. They're making Mike very happy.
And as we mentioned, Greymoor is available for pre-purchase. Now, there's two other things that are coming in this that are like interesting additions above and beyond everything that you just rattled off. And the first one is called Antiquities. It's a whole new system, and we put together a video talking a little bit about what it is. So let's take a look at that first.
شو هاي؟
Antiquities are really super exciting,
Antiquities.
particularly for a lore buff like me. It's not combat, it's not questing, it's the first time we've added anything like this since housing. So it's a whole new verb to add to your adventuring repertoire. So Antiquities is divided into two different kind of exciting activities. The first is scrying. Player will get an item called the Antiquarian's Eye, which is this really cool alien scrying device. You'll have to use the Antiquarian's Eye to discover where this antiquity might be hidden. And when you find where that antiquity is hidden, then you'll have to excavate it. Once you've obtained the antiquity, then you've acquired this treasure from a bygone era. You'll get to find things from eras that none of the Elder Scrolls games have touched yet. That should give players really cool insight into the history of Tamriel, which is something that we're all really super passionate about. So I think this will fill a void for characters and players who want to explore more of Tamriel's history. Like, we're already in the second era, which is before any other Elder Scrolls game. But with Antiquities, we can reach even further back into the past and start getting scholarly insights and fragments of history from times even before that. Another cool thing about the Antiquity system is that if you're looking for an opportunity to do something that doesn't involve you, like storming a cave and kicking an ogre in the face, this is a way to do that. You can go and travel the world and find cool stuff. They're going to be in base game zones.
كما يبدو انهم اضافوا ميزه على اللعبه بتنقب على اثار قيمه، حفريات اثريه قديمه. هذه ميزه حيضيفوها على كل اللعبه، اسمها انتيكويتي. بتنقب عن هيك شغلات يعني.
So antiquities are a big deal, and as we said at the end of that video, not just specific to this part that we're adding to, it's going to incorporate the entire game.
Game-wide.
Past, present, and future.
And future.
How does it work? How does antiquity?
I guess the best way to summarize kind of the feel of the system would be Indiana Jones in Tamriel.
أيوة. بس شو قصة البث؟ مش عارف، يمكن لازم أحطه.
Person that is scouring the countryside, you know, looking for interesting bits of lore, interesting relics. You know, as the guy said on the video, this is not your typical questing and killing. It's a completely different form of gameplay where there's these two new mini games, two new skill lines that are associated with those mini games that help you get better at antiquity.
يعني عم بيحاولوا يضيفوا مزايا على اللعبة حتى يحمسوا يمكن اللاعبين الجدد.
Is heavily influenced by a color or a shape match game, and that's what you do to zero in on the location of these objects.
تدور على كنوز.
Then you have to physically go to that location in the world and do the excavation minigame, the digging minigame. And that is heavily influenced by like a minesweeper or battleship. And once you dig up the item, you get this cool thing. And the really fun part about the system is we try to
مش عارف إذا البيع أو الاستعمال ما فهمت من اللي حكوه.
When you dig up the object, obviously you want a trophy for your house. So there's tons of new furnishings. You can put them in your house.
ممكن انك تضيفها بالبيت كاشياء اثريه، قطع اثريه بالبيت.
Cool cosmetics for your character. You know, there's all types of stuff in there. There's emotes.
في اشياء بتلبسها يمكن.
There's a brand new mount. And the really astute person watching that video might have seen it in that video there. I think we might show it a little bit later.
بس بتصور يمكن بتنباع كمان يعني فيك تبيعها.
That you can get called mythic items.
And there's even PvP stuff.
There's actually a siege weapon that you can get.
Nice. I mean, first of all, I think you had a solid Indiana Jones like that.
It's pretty cool.
Done. Mythic items. What are they? How do they work?
These are new, unique items. They only come at CP 160 gold level gear, so they're high quality items. They're different in
160
that you can only
level
wear
160
one at a time, and they have unique properties to them. So a couple of examples, there is a piece of jewelry that you can get that when you equip it, it increases your movement speed in combat. When you're outside of combat, it actually doubles that movement speed. So it's this new interesting way to kind of play the game and equip your character. There's also a heavy chest.
يا للاستعمال اشياء اثريه للاستعمال بتعطيك خصائص ومزايا
You
جديده.
You can only equip one of them at a time.
And again, the whole idea is for antiquities is regardless of your play style, it's not a like go kill a bunch of stuff, or it's not a quest thing. This is at your own pace when you want, and there's going to be stuff for every type of player.
Every type of player, and the beauty is really, this is a system that you can do at your own pace. And so those players that might not necessarily have access to guilds or, a ton of friends that can go into the trials and do the high-end stuff, they get some really cool new gear and new gizmos
they can do
that
entirely
they can play
on their
with.
own. Yeah. So we said two things, one of which is antiquities. The other is you're revamping the vampire skill line. Dark Heart of Skyrim.
Revamping vampires.
Revamping vampires.
Yeah, I mean, this year is, heavily influenced by vampires, and so we thought it would be a really good opportunity to go back and look at the skill line and look at the experience. And the team looked at everything from the abilities to the passives. There's a brand new ultimate ability that I won't spoil with it, and it's this whole new package. So it's this fully realized skill line and experience. So you can
بتصور بإلدر سكرولز ممكن واحد يلعب كفامباير ما هيك؟
Vampire actions in the world, the justice system will report you. Guards, you'll get bounties. And then the team even looked at just the feeding mechanism in and of itself.
عم بيعدلوا يعني خاصية الفامبايرز باللعبة عم بحسنوها بضيفوا عليها اشياء.
Where now feeding has these really cool new paired animations where you feel like you're actually feeding. I actually saw a prototype animation just before this where, you kind of sneak up behind somebody and you jump on their back and gnaw on their neck and there's viscera and gore and kind of all this. Like, it is a vampire experience, which is really cool.
تمام. أيوة.
I am curious when you're working with something like a vampire skill line, is sucking like a stated goal that you want to get to, or is it a thing that you avoid? Come on, it's a vampire thing. I'll get one vampire joke during the vampire stream? All right, that's my last one. I won't do it again.
Yes.
All right, so now, you know me. I have a pet peeve about this, which is
مش حيوصلوا ل 80,000 كما يبدو.
A publisher says there's never been a better time to play game X. Everybody always says that. But there's a lot of people who maybe either haven't played Elder Scrolls Online for a while or have never played it. And so the question is, without saying that, how do you explain to somebody, all right, I'm thinking about getting into this game, but you've got Dark Heart of Skyrim and Greymoor, we've got Morrowind, we've got all of this content. Like, how do I know where I'm supposed to jump into this and start?
So that's the beauty of Elder Scrolls Online is it's really up to you. We don't have arbitrary level gates that prevent you from playing with your friends or going and exploring. You can, from level 1, go to the brand new content and play it and experience it and have a good time. You can play ESO any way you want. If you want to be a mage in heavy armor and a shield, you can do that. If you want to throw fireballs, you can do that as well. It's up to you. And we don't dictate to you how to play. If you want to play Elder Scrolls Online as a single player, you can do that. And then when you're ready, you can play with your friends.
So Dark Heart of Skyrim is something that, like these folks, you play a ton of the game, maxed out, there's still lots of content for you.
Tons of things.
But if you're new and want to jump in and have this be the first thing, it's not like, well, you got to go do this other stuff.
مود بروما لسه بعد ما جربته ولا نزلته. صاروا 50,000 المشاهدين. ما جربت مود بروما بس أحد المودات اللي عم فكر فيها بشكل جدي بعد ما أخلص السيفل وور كويست بسكايرم.
We decided not to do a collector's edition for elsewhere. And they were like, dude, what the hell? Where's our collector's edition? We love the collector's edition. So we heard you.
أيوة.
And we're doing one this time around. God bless.
حيعملوا collector's edition. حيضيفوا يمكن فيها كل شيء هلا. واو.
So we are doing a physical collector's edition. It comes with a really sweet statue, some collector's coins, a map. Every Elder Scrolls game has to ship with a map. I think that's a law. A ton of digital goodies, a whole bunch of stuff, including an emote pack that
هاي بس يمكن للإضافة نفسها مش للعبة كلها.
we had to have an arrow to the knee emote. And it comes with a free month of Elder Scrolls Online Plus, which you can either use for yourself, or if you've got a friend, if you're already an ESO Plus subscriber, you can gift it to anybody that you want. So, yay.
هاي collector edition only
And
for
as always, I mentioned
the
before,
chapter.
pre-purchase available for Greymoor. There's all kinds of digital goodies
Greymoor.
available if you want to pre-purchase Greymoor. It includes an all-new mount, the Hullbreaker Warhorse, and if you pre-purchase Greymoor, you can start using the mount immediately. So you don't have to wait until Greymoor comes out. You'll get the mount right away and can start riding around. Go to the website for all the details and info on everything in the CE and in the pre-purchase goodies. So, okay, I said I wanted to start with Greymoor, but now we're going to go back to the first one that's coming out. So the first one is new DLC. It comes out this quarter. Harrowstorm. It's going to be on PTS next week.
Next week it'll be on PTS.
في كذا إضافة عم بيعلنوا
Tell us
عنها.
about Harrowstorm.
So Harrowstorm is, a 2-dungeon DLC. It contains the prologue, which really kicks the story off for the entire year. And the dungeons themselves, one is called Ice Reach. It takes you to the Sea of Ghosts. And you learn more about these really weird storms. I touched on those a little bit in the Ice Reach Coven. And the other dungeon is called Unhallowed Grave. And that is an ancient burial site that was under protection for some reason, was heavily guarded, and has since kind of been forgotten about. And there's a group or somebody in there digging up whatever was entombed in there. And
you said before that you're really trying to do more of the story earlier on and not just waiting for, okay, here's this big chapter in quarter 2. So Harrowstorm's going to include much more story in terms of what's going on.
What you find out in the dungeon lays a very strong foundation for the entire year.
Now, the Harrowstorm update is not just about that DLC. You're also doing a bunch of updates to the game itself as part of that release later this quarter. What is that going to include?
So back in July, I think it was, we posted a performance roadmap update up on ElderScrollsOnline.com. And we've been updating it over the course, every month. We've been updating, here's the progress, here's where we're going with this. You saw a little bit of that at the end of the year with some of the memory improvements that we did. But this year, the very first really big one is the patching overhaul. Mm-hmm. And that's going to cause everybody, or require everybody, to re-download the entire game. But once you do, the game's going to be significantly smaller on disk, almost 30 gigabytes smaller, which is massive. And it's going to result in the game running faster, loading faster, frame rate's going to be a little bit better, and patches going forward are going to be smaller.
Shorter downtimes, smaller patches.
Yep.
عم بيحكوا اللعبة رح تصير أصغر معقول؟
Starting with, and this isn't the only one, but this is the start of.
This is the start of the entire year. Like, that's the other big part of this year-long story. Is the performance aspect of it.
All right, so Harrowstorm coming out Q1. We put together a video to talk a little bit more about what you can expect. Take a look.
This year-long adventure into the Dark Heart of Skyrim starts with Harrowstorm, which focuses on 2 dungeons, Ice Reach and Unhallowed Grave. Discovering the mysteries in these 2 dungeons are a gateway to the larger Dark Heart of Skyrim. Ice Reach is this island in the middle of the Sea of Ghosts, and there's this mysterious storm swirling about. So an expedition was sent there to figure out what's going on, and they haven't returned.
Once the player arrives on the island in search of the missing expeditionary force, they come across Lear's Titanborn, and they team up with her in order to discover what the witches are doing on the island and put a stop to this mysterious storm. As you travel across the island, you're going to come across multiple witches, each with their own type of magic.
Some are going to use fire. Some are going to use electricity. And they also have other minions and creatures that they're going to bring to fights.
Unhallowed Grave is this mass burial of bones that has been underground and sealed away for thousands of years by the Pyre Watch. And it's been so long that what exactly is down here is actually unknown to them.
And they appointed people to watch over it. They had one job to do, and they couldn't do that right because somebody broke in.
Not only is the player going to have to deal with the Nordic mercenaries, but the defenders that the ancient Pyre Watch left here to guard the tomb. and you are discovering what was left down here and what the Nordic mercenaries are looking for.
اوف. هدول كهفين حيضيفوهم على اللعبة قبل ما يفتحوا سكايرم.
want to know what is that, Rich? Are you going to tell us what that is?
You'll find out next week.
Next week.
Nice. So we've got Hero Storm coming mid-March, but it's going to be on PTS next week. We've got Greymoor coming out in Q2. Anything else you want to tell us about what's coming 2020, maybe second half of the year?
Yeah, I mean, we've only touched on quarter 1 and quarter 2. We're going to talk more about quarter 3 and quarter 4 at E3, but one is going to be a dungeon DLC, and the other one is going to be that story DLC.
Okay, but we got all these people here. Like what if we just promise just in this room? What if you just tell us?
Just in this room.
Just us.
Just in this room.
Don't tell anybody else. Just
ما حدا عم بيشوف
a
ما هو.
little tease, like something.
We're under NDA.
All right. I like that. That's good. So as long as it just stays in this room.
Just in this room.
Just in this room
What
between
happens
us.
in Vegas stays in Vegas. You know.
I like that. Okay. I like that. Okay, how about this? Are at all interested or familiar with lore about the Reach? You might be really excited about the coming fourth quarter.
Okay, so maybe you're telling me there's a chance we're going.
There's a chance.
Okay, we'll find out more at E3. Yeah. Okay, but for now we got Hero Storm. We're looking forward to Greymoor. Any last words? Any last thoughts you want to share with folks?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year is poised to be remarkable for ESO. You know, we've got all this really cool new content, these new systems coming in. The community is continuing to grow and expand. We have actually seen, you know, our Russia community grow significantly over the past year or two. So we're actually going to localize ESO in Russian. So text only. There's a lot of friggin' text in
That is no small undertaking.
حيترجموها للروسي عشان في كتير لاعبين من روسيا.
Fully supported official localized Russian SKU.
That's awesome. And I mean, entirely due to the community.
طب بالعربي.
Those folks that support the game have been so awesome.
فيش بالعربي.
One other thing I wanted to ask you, Stadia. We were part of the Stadia stuff, and we got a few questions like, hey, what's up with that?
We get that a lot, yeah, and we haven't forgotten about it. We're still hard at work on that, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about that at E3.
Awesome. Okay. I think that's about it. Rich, thank you so much for all the details.
خلص يا جماعة.
Thank you everybody for coming out.
وللأسف الشديد ما تجاوزوا حتى 50,000. يدوب 50.
We're going to go right to the post show, but before we do, let's take one more look at the trailer for Dark Heart of Skyrim.
حيرجعوا يفرجونا هلا التريلر تبع الإضافة الرئيسية Dark Heart of Skyrim. إذا حيفتحوا سكايرم المنطقة الغربية من سكايرم، قالوا مورثال وسوليتيود ولابريثيان، وحتكون 40% من المحتوى الجديد تحت الأرض دارك ريتش، أماكن ما شفناها بسكايرم من دارك ريتش حيفتحوها بالإضافة الجديدة، و60% حتكون فوق الأرض المحتوى الجديد اللي حيضيفوه. وكما يبدو حنتعامل مع قوى دارك فورسز مثل ما راح نشوف هلا بالاعلان اللي عم بفرجونا اياه. قوى مظلمة وفي عواصف غريبة قالوا عم بتصير. ففي عدة إضافات صغيرة يعني عم بضيفوها على اللعبة، مش بس المنطقة هاي من سكايرم. هذا الإعلان الرئيسي الوحيد اللي فرجونا إياه باللعبة. هذا شكله فامباير. في تركيز وفي تطوير على الفامبايرز باللعبة مثل ما قالوا. السيستم كله تبع الفامبايرزم محسنين فيه. هاي شكلها ببلاك ريتش تحت الارض هالمناطق هاي. الجانب اللي ما شفناه من بلاك ريتش لهلا. وهذا شكله الزعيم الكبير. لسه بعد في حكي يا معلم. ما بعرف عن شو رح يحكوا.
Welcome to the official post show. We are live in Las Vegas at the HyperX Arena. Super excited to be here. This is our first time with a live audience.
It's so cool.
And thank you so much for joining us on stream. We are going to be talking with everybody for the next hour or so, getting into a little bit more detail about everything that we just announced on the stream. So, first off, let's introduce everybody. I'm Gina. I am one of the community.
في حوالي هلا ساعة من الحكي حيتناقشوا بكل الاشياء اللي اعلنوا عنها بال 40 دقيقة الماضي. ما بتصور راح اتابع الساعة كلياتها. خليني اشوف بعض الاسئلة اللي سألتوني اياها بالبث لاني ما قريتها كلياتها.
Introduce yourselves too?
Sure. I'm Lehman Settle. I'm the lore master for the Elder Scrolls Online.
لور ماستر هذا اللي بيكتب القصص.
My name is Kyle. I am an ESO stream team partner, and I stream at Kyle Dempster Studio. Well, it's twitch.tv/Kyle Dempster Studios.
Nice plug.
And my name is Cash. I'm from the Lore Seekers Podcast. You can find us at loreseekerspodcast.com.
Podcasts. ما بيهمني أمرهم.
All right, so let's dive right in. So we just wanted to talk about our viewership milestone rewards. So I'm happy to let you know we did unlock the long-winged bat pet. So all you have to do to qualify for that is to log into the game and kill one monster. We'll have more details on the ESO website tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. We did not hit the snow bear plunge number, but y'all have been so great and we love you so much. We're going to do it anyway.
حيغطسوا بالمي الباردة بالرغم انه ما وصلوا لل 150,000.
So keep an eye out for details. Are you going to come with us?
بس قالوا انه حيعطوا اللاعبين الخفاش في مثل خفاش باللعبة حيعطونا اياه. إذا بحال دخلت باللعبة وقتلت وحش واحد حيعلنوا عنا بكرة. فيك تشتري الإضافات هلا. Greymoor.
Including the whole Breaker War Horse, which you can get right now. There's actually people running around in the game with it right now, I'll bet. And there's also a physical collector's edition. We heard you. We know you wanted one. So that one is available for a purchase, pre-purchase, right now as well. And it comes with this really cool vampire lord statue, not Gina's chest. We also have a sale going up on the Bethesda merch store right now, 10% off. The code word is Skyrim, and you can get 10% off select items. There's also a whole bunch of really cool new Dark Heart of Skyrim items, including the reliquary.
The reliquary here, yeah.
Again, I'm not pointing at Gina.
I'm not up for pre-purchase. All right, so what did we just announce? We announced our brand new chapter, which is Greymoor, the new year-long story, which we're calling Dark Heart of Skyrim for this year, the Harrow Storm DLC. There's a lot that we need to dig into in this show. And as just mentioned, that you can pre-purchase Greymoor.
في حدا سألني على الشات ليش بعدني عم بستعمل ويندوز 7. نعم بعدني عم بستعمل ويندوز 7 لأنه أسرع شوي بالجيمينج باللعب بالفريم ريت من ويندوز 10 وويندوز 8. وأنا شخصيا ما كتير بحب ويندوز 10 فمش راح ما راح أعمل أبجريد. حاعمل أبجريد لويندوز 8 الشهر الجاي بس ويندوز 10 مش راح أعمل له أبجريد إلا إذا لعبة ستار فيلد أو لعبة فلايت سيميوليتور قالوا انه ما بتشتغلش الا فقط على ويندوز 10، راح اطلع على ويندوز 10. فيما عدا ذلك باقي على ويندوز 8 وويندوز 7 عم بودعه. يعني هلا قبل يومين انتهى الدعم تبعه، قريبا راح ارجع افرمت كمبيوتري وراح انزل عليه ويندوز 8. يعني just for the performance لانه شوي اسرع بالفريم ريت حسب ما لاحظت. فنعم غير هيك ماني شايف شيء تاني حيحكوا عنه.
One of the other things that I saw coming up a couple times was with antiquities. There are some
يا
folks asking
لكن مثل ما قالوا راح يضيفوا مجموعة من في حيضيفوا كهفين. هدول الكهفين حيضيفوهم يمكن هلا بخلال الاسابيع الجاي. هاي راح تكون مثل المدخل على سكايرم، المنطقة الجديدة اللي راح يضيفوها لاحقا خلال الربع الاول او الربع الثاني من السنة. بالربع الثالث والرابع بهالسنة هاي في اشياء جديدة راح تنزل، حيحكوا عنها بالاي 3. قالوا شيء له علاقة للي بيهتم بمنطقة زريتش ويمكن الشعب الاصلي لزريتش، كما يبدو في مثل لور جديد او شيء. كمان هاي الاضافة اللي حكوا عنها شو اسمها، اذا هلا فتنا اذا عملنا ريفرش للصفحة تبعتهم فينا نعرف كل هالاضافات الجديدة هاي اللي هن منزلينها. وبالاضافة كمان قالوا في تحسينات على اللعبة نفسها كبرفورمانس، راح يصير في تحسينات. زي كأن سمعت انه اللعبة حيصير حجمها 30 جيجا، بس حاليا هي هلا حجمها 80 او 90. حيكون شيء مهم اذا بحال نزلوا حجمها ل 30 جيجا. والتحديثات اللي بتصير وهي اكثر شغله انا كنت مزعوج منها، ويمكن احد الاسباب اللي كان مخليني اني ما كثير العب اللعبه انه التحديثات بتصير بشكل كتير كبير وبتاخذ كتير وقت. فقالوا انه راح يركزوا على الشيء وراح يقللوا حجم اللعبة وحجم التحديثات ويزيدوا البرفورمانس تبع اللعبة. هاي شغلة كتير منيحة. قالوا كمان راح يحطوا تحسينات على الفامبايرز باللعبة. ميزة الفامبايرز اللي يمكن اللي بيلعبوا كفامبايرز حيحسنوا فيها، يطوروا فيها، يعدلوا فيها اشياء. وكمان في نظام الأنتيكات، فيك انك تجمع اشياء كنوز باللعبة، اشياء انتيكس على نسق افلام انديانا جونز. يعني هيك اشياء بدك تدور على كنوز وعلى حفريات قديمة بتعطيك خصائص معينة، او حتى مجرد ديكوريشن بالبيت. والعثور عليها مش انه بس يعني مجرد انك عم بتروح وعم بتقاتل او عم بتحارب حدا، في مثل ميني جيم قالوا حكوا عنها انه كيف قاعد عم تحفر بالارض هيك مثل يعني بازلز او شغله حتى انك تلاقي القطعه المخفيه. نوع من يعني ديفرنت جيم بلاي حتكون. وشو كمان قالوا، هاي التحسينات المبدئية اللي فهمناها من اللعبة. فنعم بأدي هالقد ما راح أتابع بقية ما راح أكفي البث على الحكي هذا كلياته. شفنا وتعرفنا على أهم الأخبار بالحدث هذا. أنا بتفق يمكن مش أنا بس لحالي، في كتار ما بيرتاحوا يلعبوا إلدر سكرولز أونلاين. مع إنه هلأ بعد ما رح أخلص سكايرم يعني حنتهي منها خلال الأيام الجاي. حاعتبر حالي خلصت من المهمات الحرب الأهلية وخلصت كل شيء حابب إني أخلصه وأشوفه باللعبة. ممكن إني أشوف هلأ إذا بحال متين رح تنزل التحديثات على إلدر سكرولز أونلاين وفيني اني افوت اشوفها. المشكله بإلدر سكرولز اونلاين انه في سيرفر اوروبي وفي سيرفر امريكاني. ما بعرف اللي عم بلعبها انتو على الارجح على السيرفر الاوروبي. ما بعرف اذا بحال وحدوهم مع بعض، ما بتصور وحدوهم. انا في عندي اكاونت على السيرفر الاوروبي اللي كنت قاعد عم برفع عليه الحلقات بالقناه. لعبت كم من حلقه من إلدر سكرولز اونلاين كانت على السيرفر الاوروبي، بعدين رجعت عملت اكاونت تاني على السيرفر الامريكاني. استكشفت اللعبه هيك لحالي بشكل شخصي، بس كمان ما حسيت حالي اني قادر اكفي فيها. و عم بنصحني هون، عم بنصح ب ريجمور اوف سيروديل. ما بعرف هذا ايش مود. واحد قال لي عن مود بروما. احتمال كبير اني اجرب مود بروما بوقت لاحق بعد هيك اخذ استراحة مؤقتة من سكايرم بعد ما اخلص اللي بدي اخلصه فيها. اذا راح ارجع لسكايرم مرة تانية هذا احد الاشياء الرئيسية اللي حابب اني ارجع فيها، مود كبير واضافة جديدة افوت فيها على بروما وعلى سيروديل. بس في مودات تانية كمان راح تنزل على سكايرم اللي هي سكاي اوبليفيون، و حيعملوا لعبة اوبليفيون بالانجن تبع سكايرم. بعد لسه مش عارف متى راح تنزل هاي الشغلة، بس اذا بحال نزلت ممكن اني ارجع العب اوبليفيون من خلال الانجن تبع سكايرم. ما عندي اي فكرة متى راح ينزلوها، بس لو ما نزلت اكتر اضافة بدي انزلها على سكايرم متشوق لها هي هذا مود بروما بيون سكايرم. ونعم صلحت المشكلة اللي كانت بالحلقة السابقة لما ما كنت عارف انام وبعدين حذفت المود. رجعت صلحت المشكلة، فان شاء الله حلقة سكايرم راح تشوفوها بالايام الجاية قريبا جدا. نعم بس هيك، فشكرا لكل اللي كانوا موجودين معنا على البث. هذه هي كانت حلقة بسيطة، فيديو بث بسيط وقصير. فيا ان شاء الله بنشوفكم بنيو فيديو جيم، حلقة جديدة عم بلعب فيها لعبة جديدة بالقناة. يلا باي باي، نشوفكم على خير.